We're setting records left, right and centre this season, boys and girls. The latest one to go is draws in a season, helped by the fact that we've drawn 9 of our last 12 league games. Unfortunately, that hasn't helped as much as you'd think when it comes to getting promoted to the Premier League. Hello and welcome to part 106 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final 2 games of the regular season, away against Crystal Palace and at home against Sheffield United. Since you were last with me, look at the state of that. We are just draw monsters. We are the draw machines. I've decided that we're not using the diamond anymore next season. The diamond is done. Without Matondo, we can't make this diamond work. So next season, we plan for the summer, whether we go up or not, the plan for the summer is sign some wingers. We want to go to a 4-2-3-1 with Anthony Harris up front on his own, or Ollie Steer up front on his own. But as you can see, Steer hasn't exactly been scoring for fun during this run without Matondo in the team. The good news is, for the run-in, we have got Matondo back, or back-ish. He's fit enough to sit on the bench for today's match. And today's match, obviously, is must win. They both are, really. This is where we find ourselves. Automatic promotion is long gone, and we are clinging on to the playoffs by the skins of our teeth. Derby just 1 point below us. Charlton just 3 points below us. They could both catch us. Crystal Palace, theoretically, who we play now, could still catch us. If they win both of their games, we lose both of ours, and they thump us in this match coming up now. But it is still in our hands. If we win both of our games, realistically, based on how rubbish everyone's been, if we win both of our games, we'll probably finish 4th. But we just need to win as much football as we possibly can, and hope that Matondo is back fit enough to play in the playoffs. He's sitting on the bench for us today, so we are going with Steer and Harris one more time. But Matondo, fingers crossed, will be back in time for the last day of the season. And then if we get there, the playoffs. So this is the rest of the team. We've got Watson in goal, a back four of Wearmouth, Rogers, McLeish and Teasdale, with McCrory at the base of the midfield, Knowles and Sawinski in midfield, Moss in behind Steer and Harris. Ollie Steer is attracting interest from Premier League clubs. Newcastle want him. But doesn't score enough goals, does he? If Newcastle want to come in and offer silly money for him, I'm inclined to let him go, because this was always going to be a big season for him, and we have had big moments from him this season. And I know he's still young, but I don't think he's ready to be a regular starter in the Championship, and we could probably use the money if someone comes. We're back with underdog team talks again. It's been so long since we've consistently won football matches that the game thinks we're not very good again all of a sudden. We've been promotion challengers 3 years in a row in this league. We should be capable of beating a team like Crystal Palace, but apparently now they're favourites again for games like this. And it's Knowles from range, forces a save from their keeper. And the really frustrating thing about this run of form is we've still been dominating games. We've still been getting 60% possession. We've still been getting 20, 25 shots in a match. But we're just not scoring them. Without Matondo, we lose all cutting edge that we had. Harris, I love Anthony Harris. I would always... Have we just given away a penalty? Oh my goodness. Is he going to get sent off as well? This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. 17 minutes in. We've lost a centre-back. McCrory's going to have to drop back. And we're probably going to go 1-0 down as well. Oh, it's just on the edge of the area. It's not a penalty. And they don't score from it. That is the one bit of relief that we get from the whole situation. But we have now got to beat a team who are in much better form than we are with 10 men. And Adrian Knowles has just scored an absolute screamer. His 7th goal of the season. I said Paul Perry would be the man who forces his way into this team and establishes himself as our regular starter and finally breaks up the Fernandes and Sawinski partnership. It's actually been this man. He's been fantastic in this run that we've been on. As much as the strikers in front of him haven't been scoring, he has been a superstar in the midfield. And like I say, a win puts us back up to 4th place. It's still a bit of a tall order in light of the fact we're down to 10 men and now back to level terms again. But nobody around us wins football matches anymore. That top three win a lot of football matches. The rest of us don't really. We don't lose a lot, but we don't win a lot either. So we've all kind of stayed. I mean, we must all be drawing record numbers of games because we've all stayed within a couple of points of each other all the way through. I would assume that whichever one out of Middlesbrough and Cardiff ends up in the playoffs will win them comfortably. So the playoffs, as nice as they would be, I won't be distraught if we end up finishing 7th or 8th because I think we do need a bit of a rebuild. Last season, I went into the end of the season thinking we might just do this. We're in good form. We might just be good enough. This year, I'm going into it thinking I don't really know what my best team is. I certainly don't know what my best system is. I can see some of our best players leaving this summer. Matondo is the big example of that. And I don't know what next season's team is going to look like. And a part of me does think if we were going to go up before we were ready, last year was probably the year to do it. This year, I think if we go up, it will be an absolute disaster unless we get a huge pile of cash for doing it that allows us to rebuild the team whilst hitting the Premier League, which seems like a bad time to do it, really. I think we should probably spend next year putting together a team that's playing a system that might do okay in the Premier League. I think we need to move to one of these fancy, fashionable one-striker systems sooner rather than later. And the only reason we've never done that is because we've had Harris and Matondo, who've been a brilliant partnership. But it shows this like it's been 10 or 12 games without Matondo, really shows how much we've relied on them as a strike partnership for years. Because without that partnership, scoring it 60 goals over the course of the season, we really have struggled, and now we're behind, and presumably this pushes us out of the playoffs as it stands, and I think there's a very good chance we're going to miss out on them, and I kind of feel a little bit powerless to stop it. I mean, we have got Matondo on the bench. He's not fit enough to come on really, but in the circumstances, we have to risk him. Let's face it, he's not our player, so it doesn't matter if we break him really. Stoke are watching on, just grinding their teeth. Can't believe what I'm doing to their star man of next year. There you go. Wayland's going to come on and play behind the two of them. We're going to take off Sawinski and bring on Fernandez as well. And we're going to push Lyric Fernandez further forward. We need some passion. Did we already do passion? No, let's have some passion. Let's demand what we can. I want to be able to do multiple shouts at the same time. All those shouts that I don't do, those matches where I don't do any shouts at all, I think they should all save up so that when I have an opportunity, when I have a situation where I really need a good long shout, I can just shout constantly for 20 minutes. That's what I need to end a match like this. Go positive, go attacking, just do something. Lyric Fernandez, free kick just over from the edge of the area. We need a goal from somewhere. In fact, looking at the league table, even a draw as it stands right now won't get us back up into the playoffs, but it at least keeps us a little bit closer in touch. Fernandez, last kick of the game really, Wayland plays it out wide, and we are going into the last day of the season with an awful lot to do, and I have a feeling we might be missing out on the playoffs this year. And goodness me, is that going to lead to a busy summer as I disassemble the team we've grown to know and love for the last however many years and build the new team. This could be a disaster. Right then, last day of the season, multiple changes have been made, most of them completely not self-inflicted, forced on me. There you go, that's what I was trying to say. So, Wearmouth is injured, so Couturier comes in to play at left-back. Bradley, you might be wondering where he is, he's injured too, or just recovering from injury. He's down here somewhere, not fit, as you can see. The Stig comes in for McLeish. Maybe the answer to all our problems has been the Stig all along. We're going to find out today as he gets a start. We've also had not dropped Knowles, but Knowles has picked up an injury as well. So Knowles is out of the team. So we're going with Perry and Sawinski in midfield today. And of course, Matondo comes back in up front. And I've put Sir Mick Powell on the bench. So Steer doesn't even get to sit on the bench because games like this feels like a moment for Mick Powell. He's never before had a season where he hasn't scored for us. So, last day of the season, he is going to get the opportunity. He will almost certainly come on. Let's see if he can come on and make himself a hero one more time. It feels like the script is written for him. We're 23rd in the form rankings. My word. I don't know that I've ever had such poor form. That's pitiful. We don't deserve it. Even if we make it into the playoffs with form like that, what hope have we got for the playoffs themselves? We may as well just pack in now, give up on this season, give some Iqbal the opportunity to score, say goodbye to Matondo, and just write this season off as one that kind of went wrong the moment we signed the Stig. Matondo, and it goes just wide. I mean, look who's the team directly above us. His parent club, who he's going back to play for next year. The mixed feelings he must have. Because if he scores and we win and we push Stoke out the playoffs, he's sacrificing the potential opportunity of himself to play in the Premier League next year. In real life, surely they stop him from playing. They say, no, he's not fit enough. We'll fitness test him. No, he's not fit. He won't play. But did the sun just come out? It looked like it suddenly got a lot brighter. That was strange. That got brighter. My face got blurrier. Time travel, maybe? Is that what's happening? Why is my face so blurry? I can't do anything about it midway through a match. Matondo plays it into Sawinski. Sawinski, again, this might be David Sawinski's last game for the club. His contract with Leeds is up this summer. We will try and sign him permanently, even though he's not a regular player in our team. Perhaps I won't even try and sign him permanently. But there's a few of them we're saying goodbye to today, and we're 1-0 down. So not only are we saying goodbye to some long-standing heroes, but we're also saying goodbye to our chances of the Premier League next season. I do wonder as well if the time might have come to move Mick Powell and Shane Phillips on. They're two of our three team leaders and they never play. Now, I'm not an expert on dynamics, but that's probably not a very healthy situation for the squad, which perhaps doesn't help when we get in situations like this where we're struggling. Maybe we need to move them down into the reserve squad so they're not showing on the dynamics screen anymore. That might help. Stick them both in the reserves but keep them around. Or do we let them go and have the rest of their careers down in non-league, down in League 2? What would they rather do? Stay in our reserves forever and never play, or go and have a career somewhere else? I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably keep picking up the paycheck at somewhere I was comfortable. But that's because I'm a monster. They're probably not going to earn as much money as they do now anywhere else. Harris has just scored an absolute worldie. And let's not pretend we didn't all notice Paul Perry's contribution to this as well. The cheeky little back heel. This is a goal that's worthy of the Premier League. Little back heel from Perry there. Harris, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Just incredible. If that doesn't win goal of the season, then I don't know what goal of the season means. He needs to do it again because we're still sat outside the playoffs as it stands. But it looks like Stoke are behind in their game, and it's Matondo with a free kick, and Harris is in, and it's all back on again, boys and girls. Right, we need a shouty half-time team talk. We need aggression. I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen. They're fired up. We've got 11 men left on the pitch. We've just got to go out there and give it our absolute everything. Forget 10 minutes of passion. We want 45 minutes of passion. This would be the backdoor Kev story to top all backdoor Kev stories if we make it into the Premier League on this run of form. Oh my word, we'd get relegated. They might relegate us 2 leagues if we do go up because we're so not ready for it. Just beat us so hard we go back to the conference. Right, show some passion. I don't know what to do tactically. I mean, Matondo's done. He's a broken man. You've got 22 minutes, Simic. You can't have a goalless season. Moss also not playing particularly well, but we don't really have anyone to play in that. I guess we could move Sawinski forward, but then we don't really have a midfield. We could bring Shane Phillips on. What a moment for Shane Phillips. I mean, perhaps that's what we need to do. Perhaps we need the homegrown players on. In which case, I guess Drew Whalen goes in that category as well. Let's get the players who came through our youth system on. See how much they want it. A triple substitution with 20 minutes to go. We've got to go attack him. We've got to demand more. We've got to score a goal. If we score a goal, we'll finish 5th. Come on, lads. Very attacking. Push forward. Just at least give me a highlight, for goodness sake. This is painful. Just painful that we... I mean, I tried all the tricks in the book, apart from changing anything tactically. I tried all the other tricks in the book, and it wasn't enough. And quite appropriately, I guess, the season has ended with a draw. There you go. That'll learn them. They think they're going on holidays. They're coming into training tomorrow. Well, that was a disappointing way for this season to end. Anthony Harris, well played, sir. The rest of you, we have a big, big rebuild job on this summer. Tomorrow's episode needs to be a big one. We need some transfer budget. Are we going to get a clue how much we're getting? We'll refresh once just to say we need a big pile of cash. I need the board to say, you know what, Kev? I see that you need money. Have a £5 million transfer budget and a £250,000 a week wage budget. You're an established championship team now. Have the money that you need to take this team to the next level, to go out and buy some proper wingers. Is this going to be budgets? We're not going to get that, are we? We're going to get something pathetic. I don't think this save's going to get any harder than getting into the Premier League. We'll figure it out. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.